It is 6:32 on April 10th. Let's call our meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All trustees are here except for Trustee Stein, who has been excused for the night due to a conflict. We'll start our meeting with a presentation. Before I begin, do we have any public comment? Did you guys get a chance? Did anybody have public comment? We're not there yet, but does anybody want to sign up for public comment? Okay, okay, just checking. I didn't know if it was out. Our village clerk Kendall Barrier will administer the oath of office to the newly re-elected president and trustees at Elmwood Park.
Yes, so I'm trying to do all four of you at the same time. So when you say it, you can just say your name and your position, so it's very specific to you, okay? We can all stand and raise our right hand. I state your name.
I, Alicia Gasser,
Having been elected to the office of
Having been elected to the office of
village trustee,
village trustee,
village president,
did you say it?
village trustee, thank you.
But have not yet entered upon the duties thereof.
But have not yet entered upon the duties thereof.
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin.
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
And will faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And if you could just sign it right there in the middle. Thank you.
Okay, any public or comment or input from anyone? Moving on from that, okay. Can I make a motion to consent the agenda from March 13th, 2025?
I make a motion to consent the agenda for 2025, March 13, 2025.
Okay. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it, so passed. Moving on to reports. We did not ask the sheriff to come today since we're kind of getting into a either quarterly or twice every other month, but we didn't feel it necessary. You did receive an email from the sheriff about invitations. Just so everyone is aware, because I'm the next report. For my reports, I'll start off with something from the sheriff's office. We did call the sheriff on Sunday evening at about 6:30. There were two kids that were behind our house, actually Lee Peterson's house, that had started a fire on the berm. I can't believe Charles saw it from the kitchen window because it was through trees. And he said, "What is that?" He kept seeing an orange flashing light at first, and he said, "I think that's a fire." And that is all dead brush right there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if everyone knows, we had a house fire with my in-laws, so we were not happy at all because the woods are right there. There's a lot of trees. He went out to yell at them. I went around by the bike path, and we both told him that these two kids that were probably about between the ages of 15 and 17. They had two dogs with them, one being a pit bull. Charles didn't want to get any closer. I was on the other side. There's water there, so I was on the other side, almost in Leaf's yard, and told him to put it out immediately. We called the sheriff. The sheriff did come and take a report. The kids went on the bike path. They were not from our neighborhood. They went first south down the bike path, then they turned around and started walking north. So the sheriff is definitely putting in some more eyes out there. But keep an eye on things if you can, Tom. Anybody else that's, is in this grassy area. There's that berm behind Leaf's house that I feel like sometimes kids ride motorbikes on there and things, so just keep an eye out. because that would have not been great. And I don't know what they were doing, but, I mean, it was not necessarily small. It was a little scary, so, and I think everybody knows about the car break-in. That happened, though, I think before the last meeting, there were a couple car break-ins. So the sheriff's definitely aware, and we're constantly talking to them, but just keep an eye on the neighborhood. Always call the non-emergency line, that's what I did. They're more than happy to come out and talk, so. Other things on my report. I've talked to Terry about putting a little, we had an excessive amount of money from donations for the little library. So we have one in the park. Linda had painted another one that didn't get put out yet. And then we got one other one that was larger, that was a little bit more heavy duty. So we have a feeling that the two smaller ones that you beautifully painted probably won't last for years and years. We're hoping the bigger one will last for longer. So at the moment, we're gonna put in these 3 libraries, and we're gonna have one for kids, one for like teens, and one for like little kids, one for teens, and then one for adults. Terry, our maintenance guy, is gonna put those in pretty quickly. They'll all 3 be kind of in like a U shape is my thought, maybe some hostas at the bottom, just to make it beautiful. I know somebody somebody was really hoping we'd have a bench near there, but it's gonna be in the park, and we already have benches at the park, so. So just keep an eye out for it, and feel free to utilize and change books out. I have quite a few different books I'll put in there to get it started, but I'm looking forward to that being wrapped up. We do have a special meeting for Kapoor on April 24th to open the bids. I did send out an email to Kapoor as well as Rossi Construction, since Rossi Construction is Ernie's our construction manager, regarding various resident questions. There's been about 4 or 5 different questions that came after our meeting for people that weren't here, and then we just got another one. A question about RIC Electric, newsletter updates, and Lathrop Avenue, which is my next update. I gave you all the email I received from Chris Gallagher and the county, Racine County, that they are hoping to reconstruct the pavement on Lathrop Avenue this summer. They said late summer, but they want to work on it so it doesn't disrupt the school. So I told Kapoor about this. They also got the email from me, and hopefully we can get a workaround and make something work. But that road is in dire need of being replaced, and I was really happy to hear that Racine County is planning on fixing it. So yes, go ahead.
Time for the special meeting.
I think it's 6:30. Yeah.
Why would they do it late summer if that's when?
That's
when everybody starts.
I don't know. That's what they said, and that's what I'll figure out. I'll find out. But this was the first communication from them, so
Which is like, ooh, that's a good one.
believe me, they will get an email from me every week because that needs to be fixed. That road is terrible.
Yes.
And we get yelled at all the time, and it's not even our road. So let me know if you have any questions about that. If anybody wants to see my email to Kapoor, just let me know. I'll have send it to Kendall. Kendall can send it to you because I can't send it directly to you. Also, Shelley from the spa was concerned about the sign that Neil from State Farm Insurance had put in. And she was, she had come at us like, how come they didn't have to do what I had to do with my sign? We have a sign ordinance and all of these things, and I agree with her, but I also sent her back a reply just to let her know, like, this was not, like, lightly decided upon. We didn't just say, yes, go ahead, you can pick whatever you want. I said this was actually several meetings between Latiria and I and Neil, as well as bringing it to the board. And I also pointed out, he is a national franchise, therefore, he has to follow certain orders. And she wants to change her sign. I said, I also want you to know, if you change your sign, you also have to go to the city of Racine to get approval there before you come to us, and then we have to approve it. So I haven't heard anything since then, but she thought we just made a quick decision, and I just wanted to reiterate that it was not a quick decision. So we'll see if Shelley wants to change something, and we'll go about it as is. I just like to keep you in the loop. And then finally, The rummage sale, we've had a lot of questions about the rummage sale. Oh, no, I have 2 things. 3 things. I wrote notes after I did this. The rummage sale is typically in June. With the road construction, I just don't know if it's gonna be the best time to have it. So I do agree that we're gonna move it to September. Look at your eyes. My neighbor. During the weekend of the car show, because we will have hopefully more traffic around here because of the car show, and then maybe more people. So we were thinking about the last weekend in September. Also, I feel like that I can never make anybody happy in the summer having a rummage sale, because people will say, well, I'm going on vacation. And I feel like this would be when people aren't on vacation, so that's our plan. And I just think so many people come down Maryland from Taylor to Maryland, and if we have all that construction, nobody's gonna get over here. So that's my plan. And that's, I think Linda and I talked, she's our community events chair, and she was like, no, move it. The May newsletter, we usually would send out the newsletter in June. Because of the road construction project, we're gonna try and get it out in early May. We have a couple different ideas. With Kendall's hours shifting a little bit and Lateria still being in the office, I'd like to do a spotlight feature on both of them so people know specifically what each of their jobs is. So they know when to expect them, and we'll probably post those as well on the door. Because so often people will come in and talk to Lateria about a permit, and she's like, that's actually Kendall's job. I can't do that for you, but this is when she's back, so sorry. So, yeah, so I think that would be helpful, but also all the information about the road construction, so people are aware of what's happening, when it's happening, if they have any concerns, who the contact person is, all things we've heard at the meeting, but we're just brainstorming all sorts of things. So that's gonna happen in May, and I'm working with Kapoor to make sure we have all of our ducks in a row and all the important information. And then we can put dates, again, dates for events coming up and whatnot. Okay, my last piece is Linda has been selected to do one of the kites downtown, our very own trustees duty, which is one of those installations through the city. What is it? It's
Downtown Racing.
Downtown
That's
Racing
a
Work.
nonprofit.
So I told her I'd ask the board, you have to be sponsored.
Don't have to, it's optional.
It's optional, but if you're sponsored, it's between 5.
Between 5 and 8, you're depending on.
If you do 800, you keep it. If you do 500, they donate it.
Right.
So I want the board to think about if we'd like to sponsor Linda or not.
What is that like, that is Downtown Racing Corporation, where they decorate those things, like chairs and stuff?
Mhm.
So this one's a kite, and they'll be placed out, I think, the first week of June, and they'll run through the summer, and then they get auctioned off after Party on Pavement in September. And so the ones with the smaller sponsorship just get a plaque, and then they get auctioned off, and the money goes back to Downtown Racing Corp. If you do like the full sponsorship, then it goes to whatever business or community purchases it. And then, so if the village decided to keep it, we would decide where it goes.
So it'd be sponsored by the Village of Elmwood Park. I don't know if we'd be interested or not. What do you think? And it's okay to say no.
Right. We can sit on it.
We can sit on it? Okay, why don't we sit on it and think about it? That's fine. Okay. And then that's all I have. So Lateria, you want to take it? No, you're my last one. So moving on, wait, hang on. I want to look at something. Oh, no, you're right. I'll go ahead. Because it's not in our, right? Nope. We did get a letter out finally to Full Goldsmith about their last bill. We're not going to go over, we're not going to say anything to them about what they charged us previously because we've already paid it. And even our attorney said it's really difficult to get that money back. However, the amount of snow we got and the price difference that we were charged, which was much smaller than smaller amounts of snow but larger prices, didn't make sense. So Mark Kingston did draft a letter to her. It's in your packet. And She received it this week. He emailed it as well as sent it certified mail, so we know she's received it. We haven't heard anything. Mark's a pretty good attorney, and I think all of the things that he stated in there are very valid in pointing out, like, you charged us $9,000 for like a very small amount of snow. You charged us $5,000 for 8 inches. And that last snowfall was the biggest snowfall of the season, and it was the least amount, almost the least amount that they charged us. So, we'll see if she says anything. My hope is she just doesn't, because I don't think she can, no, I don't think that can happen. So,
Yeah, because he says in the letter here, at this juncture, this closure of the village is willing to forego further legal action, so she's probably like, I'm not gonna complain, I'm not gonna say
yeah,
anything.
she's been, we couldn't communicate with her for a while, because she blocked my email and Materia's email, so. So that's where we are with that. Okay, no, trustee Hinkle, do you have anything to report?
Nothing to,
Trustee Johnson?
nothing to report.
Trustee Rude?
I just got a phone call today. It came in through Lateria. It came to me over on Kensington. They were doing some work on the water department, and they were doing some work on the hydrants over there, and they clipped a wire that wasn't indicated by Digger's hotline. So I thought, well, that's got to be maybe a dead wire. I didn't know. But they called and they said, what should we do? And I said, well, let's just call Tim and find out. So Tim went over, talked with them, and they are going to get RSC to come out and check it out. So just wanted to make the board aware of that. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the second time this happened.
I don't know. I mean, why? Well, I said to him too, I says, you guys clipped it, then if we have RAC come out and fix it, you should pay for it. He goes, well, it wasn't marked by Digger's hotline. I says, well, then it would be Digger's hotline. He said, well, we don't know if it's private property or if it's the village's.
All right. Because last time they made us pay for it too. It's not.
Yeah, I said
It was
Is,
the water department.
Was
Okay.
that the water department? That was in front of your house, Kendall, this mark
Maybe I
on the
didn't watch
stuff?
them, but maybe they were.
They've been all.
Is
they're
all marked?
They did the circle
Yeah.
yesterday and the
Pink and
beginnings
X.
today.
Was that for the road project, or was that just coming through and marking?
Yeah, she did them.
I think it was just the one.
So I think that I would like you to call the water department to see why they're here.
Yeah, because they've been doing it all over
Yeah.
this
So
week.
for the last 2 days?
So,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm just curious.
You know,
as to
the old ones
What,
that put
what are
those in.
they
Yeah, I
checking
don't know what
for?
they're doing.
Especially with everything that happened. Yes. Could you please do that? Thank you. Okay. So that's why I'm like, please call now. Yesterday. Trustee Stein is excused. Trustee Studi.
Nothing to report?
Trustee Whitick.
Nothing to report.
Administrator Shaw.
Yes, so something's going on in the village. So 2 leases were renewed as of April 1st, so our tenants who've been here, and then the 1% increase for the rent. We don't have anyone coming up for May, but then June, there's a possible tenant that's already subleasing that may want their own space and building one in that extra office that we have, but that's not the one we have a contract with Randy for, so it'd be something that we just do. But I just want to get confirmation for June 1st. So hopefully, if that does happen, that means that all the rooms are filled. So we wouldn't have any vacancies at all. So that'd be excellent. Then we did have the kitchen assessed in Building 5, and I did give you all the estimate. It was quite expensive. Tom, he recently did a kitchen remodel in the village, actually. And Kirk gave me his contact information. So on the front here, it kind of tells you what the cost would be, and then there's some images of what it would look like after it's completed. And kind of just wanted to show you all this.
Church who's renting there, are they aware of any of these costs?
No, so we just got this yesterday. It came in, but it came in late yesterday. So I haven't brought this to their attention or anything. I just wanted to share with you all first.
It looks very nice.
Yes, yeah, the kitchen that he did was.
But it's
really nice,
very pricey.
too. Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
quite steep.
What if they cover some of the cost?
Then we could tell them, like, this is what we could do for you, but we can't do this price. We could give you, maybe we come up with how much we could give them, but not half. We can give them a little bit.
How
Like,
long is their lease?
It was a 1-year lease.
1 year.
That's the
Yeah.
other thing is,
Yeah.
like, if it's only a 1-year lease, we can't put in all this money and then have them decide to leave and then have that building empty, so,
5-year lease.
Just negotiate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
5-year
so,
lease will pay X.
yeah, actually with the tenants that have been here, we had a lot of problems with that last church, and we were kind of, when we first signed the lease, there's some things that we were thinking about, like parking, how that worked with churches. But I think it's gone pretty well, so I would offer them like a longer term lease now.
yeah. They
But
seem great.
initially, like bringing new people in or new tenants, I think like that first year is like a trial year to see if it's a good fit before doing like a 5-year.
And there are some things we probably could, like, this is if they updated the kitchen to make it look amazing, you know what I'm saying? We could probably bring the price down for them, because there are certain things that I don't know that we would need to replace, like some of the appliances or some of, so it's a starting point, at least to get in a conversation with them and see what they want to do. Just the thought. Okay.
And then Life and God Ministries, they did renew their lease for another year. I did offer like a 2 or 3 year, but they just said a year for right now, but they've been here for a while. So I'm thinking they'll continue. And then we did finally get the minor brick installed in memory of Kurt Rude. So,
Very nice.
yes, and if you all have the opportunity, please stop by and see it. It's very nice. It's front and center. So we're really excited about having that put in. So I did draft up another lease to see if it's going to be signed in June too for the new tenant. Well, she's been here for about 3 years. So that's coming up.
Is that Victoria?
Not Victoria, the Harmonious Beginnings, there's 2 therapists in there.
Okay.
And one wants to branch out, and they're kind of still using space like they have been, but she'll have like more of a private space.
Okay.
The new events that we've been working on, so Linda and I have met. So we're looking at the Easter egg hunt, which is this Saturday, from 3 to 4:30. So really excited about it. We're looking for an Easter bunny, someone to dress up. We weren't able to get anyone, but we're gonna just do a selfie booth, which is still nice. And I've got some props and things like that. And this year we'll kind of do some snacks to go in bags. So it kind of limits how much you have to clean and things like that, the wrappers and all that. So that's about an 1.5 hour event. We were really excited last year. It was a good turnout. Saw a lot of friendly faces in the village, so really looking forward to that. And-
Did you talk to Wendy? What's Wendy's last name?
Spencer.
Spencer, she's got the bunny suit, they love doing bunnies. Did you talk to her?
Oh, no, we
You
didn't.
might want to give her a
Oh,
call.
okay,
I got
yeah,
Ray's number.
thank you.
I did not know that.
She did Santa for us that one year.
Oh, excellent.
Shouldn't be Santa.
Yeah.
She did do Santa for us one year, it was great.
And then the other event that's brand new this year is the Village Plant Swap. So we're really excited about this. We don't know what the turnout will be. It's something that a lot of people are interested in. So we decided to do like a trunk or treat kind of thing where people can bring their plants, but they can do it kind of like by the car and kind of set that way. And we'll do like a donation jar instead of charging a fee to get in, maybe sell some popcorn and things like that. And I did invite the Urban Garden Network in Racine. So if you all want to come and swap, it's very exciting. This time of year, hopefully it's not chilly like it's been.
We have a date yet.
It is the,
I think it's May 31st,
and then the
rain
rain
date and June 1st.
Yep.
So May 31st from like noon to 1, and then if it's raining, then it'll be June 1st, same time.
Yeah, so we're excited to see what the turnout is this year. We really didn't want to bring it inside. I mean, it's something you do outside, and then if it's a really big turnout, we have ample parking, so that's why we need to do like the trunk or treat approach, but trunk or plant.
Yeah, and then we don't have to provide tables and all the setup. So if
Yeah.
people want to bring a table, they can set it outside of their vehicle and with me under. And it'll be good, especially to see how many people turn out.
Yeah. so very exciting things. And then in the packet, you do have something for Fill the Bins. So I did speak with a representative from Fill the Bins. It's kind of like the medicine box, but this will be outdoors. I do have the full PowerPoint and everything, but I kind of just printed the first sheet for you all. So this is where people in the village can come donate their clothes and things like that to keep it out of the landfill. And then they pay, Fill the Bins, they pay you a rate depending on how many clothes is in there. And they come as soon as they get full. I did want to bring this to everybody's attention because we have a lot of issues with garbage behind Elwood Plaza. And a con to this could be that people might think it's a place to dump things.
So,
Yeah, I have seen these in parking lots before, in very public spaces where people just throw car seats in front of them.
Yeah.
Set it
Strollers.
aside.
So if we were to do something like this, I would prefer it to be off the beaten trail.
Okay.
Or the village maybe, like by the dumpsters where people don't really see the road.
Yes.
Yes, I definitely think, I've seen it on Lakewood, I think, down in town.
Yeah, that's one in, actually in Elwood Plaza
Is there
too.
one?
By the bank. So, but I thought it was a nice way to, be friendly to the environment and everything too. So it's a plus, but then just not attracting other garbage.
right.
The big thing. So, and, Elwood Park is very nice and it has that park-like atmosphere we want to keep, so.
So it's not up for vote, but if we want to vote on it, or if you think this is a good idea, let us know. If you think, no, that's why I had Materia bring it up, because I just don't know if this is the best route for us to go. I guess I didn't realize it was recycling, but I do get worried that it's gonna be attracting, yes. Especially because when we had Siding Unlimited here with their dumpster, there were people that were throwing things in their dumpster.
That was
And we're like, yeah,
Please go into the dump and
I
not
know.
behind.
But it was also like,
Yes.
And I'll leave this out as more information like on the PowerPoint, so I'll leave this out if y'all want to like review it.
and if anybody wants us to put it on the agenda next, you tell us. We just weren't sure.
I just had a concern because I don't know where you want to put it. Like you said, park-like atmosphere. And so, your first thought is put it by the dumpsters. But then people know we have dumpsters and
Right.
then they're going to start feeling.
Yeah, with the couches.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
So,
Yes, so, yeah, just let me know what y'all think, and then we can work on it, and I can also forward the email with more information too. Then I did speak with Rosita with Sign Unlimited, and I did request that we do another final walkthrough, because when we did our last final walkthrough, there were things that we needed to fix, like the we've been holes, and then the locks, and different things like that. So next week I'm supposed to be meeting with Lou, and they also ordered a screen replacement for a window. So they're back here, but they did come and get all of their supplies and everything, and things do look great. So that was a big project that finally is coming to an end. So I'm excited to open the windows.
that's been a long project.
Yes. And then for repairs and things in the village, the next thing for building 2 is just where Neil is with the insurance company. We're gonna be painting where he requested in his lease. Before he signed the lease, we agreed to paint that. But he did ask for aluminum, which is kind of expensive. Me and Ally kind of talked about it. So we think we're just gonna go with the paint, but I'm gonna try to work with Terry first on that. And then also for like the kitchen, to see what he thinks as well, and then maybe get another estimate for the kitchen. And then we did get another estimate for the gazebo. So, Frank, did you want to talk about that a little bit, about the gazebo estimate?
Or are we gonna do it in?
I think it's on
business
here.
or
Okay.
it's-
Yeah, it's on here, it's on the agenda.
Okay, yep, so that is my report.
I have a question. I noticed driving in that I think I saw like one of those security plaques over by Neil, like this premises, being guarded by some security company. And I didn't know, did he have to get approval for that?
No, it's part of State Farm, like because he has so much information in that building, it is on an alarm, which he did tell us that when he signed his lease, but even before he signed his lease, because of the amount of information he has on people in that building. So, yeah, And I'm trying to remember what he told us about the alarm. If it went off, like, he's notified immediately. I'm trying to remember all the information he told me, it was quite a while ago. But it made sense to me that he would have,
The need for that.
yes, yeah, for sure. Okay. Moving, treasurer's report, is there anything you would like to report?
I guess it's not necessarily treasury, but we do have tech force working on our emails to switch over to .gov. And I spoke with him a couple days ago, and he's well on his way getting that moved over. A few hiccups that he's still working through, but soon you'll have an email that's not vil.ep. It'll be elmwoodparkwisconsin.gov, not Wisconsin, but WI. And so your email will be fixed. You'll be able to send emails to Yahoo email addresses again. So hopefully that'll be soon. You'll be hearing from me. Or not really treasury, but.
Okay. Thank you.
And we did get a bill, finally from asphalt, and it was significantly less, was it 2,500, Kendall?
Something like that.
So very affordable, very affordable split. So back in business with that.
I'm happy about that.
I noticed the bids, the request for bids is in the paper now. So
Yes,
that's
yeah.
coming up the next week, what, April 14th?
24th, I believe.
Well, yeah, we open bids on the 24th, so we have a special meeting here.
Okay.
I'll make sure Kendall sends out a reminder here, Letiria, no, you have to do it. A reminder of when the special, I think it's at 6:30, I'll double check and report. And it should be a pretty, I would think, a pretty quick meeting. So if you can't make it, please let us know sooner rather than later. Okay, new business, moving on to new business. I would like to have a little bit of discussion and possible action on excessive yard staking in the village. I don't mind when people put out a few stakes, and we did kind of talk about trying to get people to remove them by April 1st, and I know we've gotten some rain. I'm sure people are worried about getting more rain and drivers driving over their grass. But if you walk down South Elmwood Drive, there are 56 stakes just on South Elmwood Drive between 3 houses. And that to me is like a fence. That is there. Stake, a foot, a stake, a foot. I mean, I almost took a picture. I was like, are you kidding me? And I just don't know why it needs to be that excessive. So I put it on for new business because I would like to know from the board if you would like to have some sort of village ordinance at some point to vote on in May. Because if we just talk about my notes, then we have to wait until May, and then we're voting on it in June. I don't see these stakes going away in the summer because that's how they work all summer as well.
They need to be removed by a certain date, or we will remove them.
Or do we let, say, you can have so many stakes per property?
But, didn't this come up during the road, and Tom, you can jump in too, but I thought that we were told that the village owns, 3 feet?
You have an easement.
Mhm. You are correct,
We,
yep.
we as the village, right? it's, people are gonna drive on it, and it's irritating. I had an Amazon guy pull up the other day, and as bad as Lathrop is, well, I don't want my grass looking like Lathrop, which now it does.
Right.
You take a rake out there, a shovel, and you put it back together.
I believe the houses here, speaking of, some of the reason they have those there, the ground is super soft in the spring and they have sprinkler heads along the road. So I think it might be more of them trying to protect their sprinkler heads. Those get broken can cause a lot of issues.
Well, then that would be really close to the road,
They are
which
close to
is
the road.
not on
Their
their property.
Yeah. So I think like that might just be them kind of protecting that, not saying it's right or wrong.
No, I'm just-
But, that might be the reason.
It's a lot of stakes. It's just, I'm glad they're not the short stakes, they're just regular size stakes, but I'm like, okay, it's April 1st, can we please move these on? And I hope that they don't stay up all summer. And I don't know if there's anything we don't have an ordinance about it. I'd like to write them a letter just to say, for the beautification of the village, can we have less? Do we have to have an entire fence going all the way down South Elmwood Drive?
And maybe remind them of the easement, the 3-foot easement, that technically there is to that.
Yeah.
I know like one way we remedied this John's here. John gave me some beautiful stones from his property up front that we put in our front yard
And that
that
helps.
help people from driving up on our lawn.
And there is somebody right on the corner of Standish and South Elmwood, and people drive over there, and they have now put up the rocks to get people to stop, because people were cutting that corner a lot, and I don't blame them. But at least it's not stakes. The rebar stakes are down. I was happy about that. So what does the board, what are your thoughts? Do you want to do some wording for excessive yard staking? Do you want us to just write a letter to just remind them that the beautification of the village, like, part of this is, you know, I'm just
You
curious.
could reinforce that by telling them about the
Easement,
easement, send them
yeah.
the letter,
Yeah.
and reinforce it by saying we have the easement from the roadway, and the stakes could be, and, you know, they're in the right of way, the roadway right of way, period.
Like you said, kind of, we talked about in the past, maybe do a date of, I don't know, October 15th to April 15th.
Yeah.
And they're in and out, right? And then we have to be very specific that they can't be, you know, maybe come up that they're, I don't know, 24-inch minimum, whatever, you know, figure that out so they're not getting the 3-inch rebar out there again, you know?
Yeah, we have to, right. It has to be so, so much height, certain materials, only so many per,
But they're gonna, this asphalt contractor's gonna come back and put them out for snow plowing, so then you're, you know, we don't want to double
Although
up
asphalt
either.
did not.
Yeah, okay.
They
did
don't,
not,
they were
okay.
the ones that wanted to look at the, and they chewed up our lawns, which annoyed me, and I'll
Yeah.
talk to Asphalt about that next time, like, you can't chew up people's lawns, it's just not okay. But that's next winter. But I feel like everything is great. Go around South Elmwood Drive and I'm like, oh my God, this looks terrible, why would you do this? And it's really, and it's this three houses that I'm like,
Go
wow.
down Standish Lane next time, don't take South Elmwood.
I'm like, do my
Problem solved.
turning up your radio to end the noise in my car.
Okay, letter, or do you want me to draft a,
I think a letter to start.
Like a reminder.
okay, let's do a letter.
Maybe we can table it.
And then I'll come back to it if it keeps happening. It's just, I feel like ever since we had the roads done, it got out of control over there.
Mhm.
Like, on that side,
Mhm.
on that road in particular, it got way out of control. And I was like, okay, so let me see if we can draft a letter that just reminds them.
Yeah, but we still have, a letter too from last year when we sent it out.
Okay.
And then you could like include, you know, in the atmosphere of village.
Well,
Yeah, you know.
that's exactly what I'm going to quote.
Right, right.
We sent some.
This is,
last
this
year.
is our, you know, park-like atmosphere.
Right, you know.
This is not showing a park-like atmosphere when you
Right.
have 30 stakes on one property. Like,
Mhm.
I don't, my grass is just not that important to me. I mean, yes, it's important, I want my house to look nice, but, okay, moving on, a discussion about the possible complex gazebo project. Did we get, Brian, do we have any of the information in there? So you speak on this because you know more than I do on how much was it for the gazebo,
It
15,000?
was about 40, closer to 40.
No, we were looking for
No,
15,000.
Millinger's was 49.9,
And what was the?
right, and with, Daniel came back, it's 20,000 for the gazebo. It'd be a little bit bigger than 20 by 20 because of the truss spacing, the concrete's already there, from Zern, so the complete, it would be entirely cedar, shingled, the underneath, looking up would be pine, because you don't need cedar in there, right? And originally, he had said 15, he came back and said he could do 13 for the labor. So we're looking at 33,
So 33,000 altogether.
correct?
All
Are
right.
you looking at shingles or sheet metal on metal roof?
Sure.
With the trees and all of the problems that are there with the trees and the weatherized, the
Yeah.
shingles are gonna have your moss with the dampness on the side that doesn't get it, and it's not gonna, I don't care, they're gonna give you a 15-year,
Right, right.
but if you have the sheet metal roof or put the metal roof on, it's gonna run off more. It's not gonna retain all of the drippings from the trees where you guys are putting it.
Yeah,
It would give you more durability and a longer longevity.
yeah, I can talk to him and see what that brings it up, but,
Okay.
yeah, because he's ready to go, whatever, so.
Yeah. And I just feel like it'd bring in more rentals when we have a gazebo, because that's an outdoor space now too, so that's a major plus, for getting it.
And just, yeah, I mean, try to recoup quite a bit of that money, you know,
Yeah.
whether it's 5-year period or 10-year period, it's going to pay for itself,
Yeah.
right? As
Mhm.
much as, you know, trying to drive people here to do things, so.
Right. The reserve fund, what is left in that? Is that's what's left in what we, so we do have 77,000 left in that reserve fund.
Well, that's our savings.
That's our, no,
Are we talking about the complex
loan.
window? Yeah, it's right there, complex window replacement fund.
so we have 39. So that would eat the cost there.
And citing a limited to pay the whole.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're all done.
Talking about all these different funds. Rainy day fund.
That
So I
was
don't
into
But
the
everything-
thing that you talked about last board meeting, about possibly doing
Do it right,
updates to
yeah,
the
well,
whole
everybody-
space.
Yes, I know. So
Mhm.
that's what we have to weigh it on. Like, do we go with the gazebo, or do you look at doing something in the kitchen?
Also the building 5, kitchen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, about 40,000.
If we can get one more quote from a independent,
Sure.
see if we can maybe get that down a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can look for, more quotes for the kitchen and the gazebo as well.
You know, I'd
Why
like
is
to,
it $33,000 for a simpler
It should
pavilion?
be done.
Can you explain it?
20,000
is
Well,
for all the
33.
materials.
But then
Why?
13 for the labor.
What has to be done?
I guess I just don't understand, that seems like a lot.
Well, I mean, you're looking at it, what, how much was the kitchen, 22 grand?
Yeah, but
No,
no.
I mean,
Specifics.
yeah, it's, I mean, 20 grand for material,
Return on the kitchen. though.
which could go up again too.
Right.
This is the wood's all coming from Canada too, right, so who knows, yeah.
Worried about the.
But I mean, 13
And
grand,
you're getting a return on it.
13,000, you're basically building a garage out there.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty reasonable. You know, when I had 31 fence panels installed 6 years ago, that was, I don't know, almost 5,000 a
You're
litre.
gonna get you one.
Yeah, Amy Grove put up a gazebo with brick pillars on the
Yeah.
side and concrete, it was
Oh,
$250.
that's what I think about it.
Oh, the one by the baseball field,
Yeah, Bob
right?
Construction is
Yeah.
I did that one.
Yeah.
and, Yeah, that's a lot.
I'd also like to even ask the board to consider replacing the railings coming up to the hall.
Yeah, because
They've been fixed, but
they're still
pretty
wobbly.
rickety.
Yeah.
It looks like the
I'm-
base broke off of it.
I'm not ready to
Jerry's.
move forward with that. Like, we still have this, and we do need some more numbers, and I think, let's just sit on it for a minute, see what else we can get.
Even if
Um,
the person that gave us this quote, maybe we could be like, hey, we don't want to spend more than 20 on this entire project. What can you give us for 20 grand? Use some different type of lumber or,
Is there anything else we can do?
yeah.
Brian, could you check in with him and just see if he can bring, if the cost can come down at all, or no?
Well, I mean, like I said, you can call Zurn Building, and they're gonna tell you for that size, it's $20,000. He's done 2 of them in the last 2 months.
Okay,
So, yeah, that's not gonna change.
okay.
And we're going a little bit bigger than 20 by 20, so like.
You have to, because you can't with the, it's gotta go outside the concrete.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's gonna have to dig footings on the outside of that concrete.
And then we also talked about doing some updating in this room. That's a possibility too.
And have you all noticed the floor?
Yes, it looks beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Did you hear what happened with the floor?
No.
So our pickleball team that rents from us all the time asked if he could do the floor to get some more pickleball time just for the month of April.
It was a barter.
It was a barter. He uses the gym for pickleball, so he
Okay.
did the floor for us for free. But it was just for the month of April. We thought, okay,
Yeah.
It does look nice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so, and now it'll kind of calm down with pickleball now that summer's coming, or sort of, summer,
Yeah.
spring's coming. And then if they wanna use it again, we'll have to figure out something for them in the fall. But it's been really good and it's gotten the word out, so.
Okay.
Um,
I have a question just about the gazebo. This is just a hypothetical. Do you think that once we get the gazebo, that people are going to start coming and using it like for family reunion picnics and just kind of showing up and just like, oh, well, there's a nice gazebo here and we can use
use
it
it without
without
contacting us.
getting.
I think we have to have something
There,
there to
there's no
say.
tables there, so they wouldn't be like invited, it wouldn't look inviting.
Okay.
It's just gonna be a blank pavilion, I don't think people would just use it without permission.
Yeah, there's one at, like South Park in Sturtevant, and it's, like a 20 by 21, and there's no reservations needed for it. But it's also, you don't see a ton of parties there, you see people having like lunch with their family, you know, that type of thing. But if you go to like Petrifying Springs, they have like the full down reserved sign. So if it is reserved that day, you can drop it down and reserve for the day it says, and then you can't use it. So that might be an option, we just drop it down and let people know they just can't use it that day.
But I don't know if I would necessarily see like a birthday party happening there. Lots of parties happening in here. Been great.
We can update our marketing too, with our rental sheets with the information down there, so when they do come in to rent, we can kind of talk about it before too.
Is it Meta?
Mhm. So, okay, let's keep thinking and get some more quotes and probably bring it back in May, is my guess. Okay, moving on, the discussion regarding the pile of trash behind CVS property. So Terry has brought this up now that everything, all the snow's gone and everything, I mean, there's just a lot of trash back there.
Yeah.
We've talked about just having CVS, or billing CVS for all of, you know, cleaning all that up. It does go, not that it's on our property necessarily, but it goes all the way around the corner. If you're driving from Piggly Wiggly and you go that back way, it's all back there as well. And Lataria brought up a good point that maybe we need to talk to the city as well and be like, this is, like, you have to work on this with us, because that's probably their, is that city or Mount Pleasant? I've got to look into that.
This is the difference team. I talked to the code enforcement today too.
And what did they say?
So, one of the code enforcers came by and a little bit of the area is his turf, and then the other side is someone else's. So he did contact someone else, another code enforcer, to come out and take a look at it too, because it's like garbage completely lined up, like against the whole fence line from where we are, all the way past city trends. Like it curves, it's like an L shape. There's a lot of potholes back there too, actually. But, I just feel like no matter how much we keep cleaning it up, it is like a dumping site at this point. And we're just gonna keep doing it, and it's still gonna be garbage back there. So I'm thinking a collaborative effort would be the best approach to get it cleaned up once and for all. And then, code enforcement did talk to the sheriff as well too, because it was the sheriff sitting back there when he came by, and so they're kind of watching too, but it's just, before it was like couches and stuff like that, but it's like boxes and like food. I haven't seen tires this time around, but it's just a lot of garbage.
Who's responsible for the dumpsters that are there?
It's all the building, all the.
They have different
Now,
places.
who is
they
the
can touch.
landlord for that tenant? Is it just multiple landlords, or is
Yeah.
it
Oh, for the complex.
for that complex? Because
have to
that
check.
complex should be given a letter
Mm-hmm.
that, and they should be paying the cost for us cleaning it up.
But then, yes,
So we have like a little section, and then the rest is like the city of Racine.
Along the fence line behind Heinrich's, all the way to that L, to the back of that
right, we
building.
know that that's ours.
Yeah.
We're talking about behind Heinrich's
We're
house.
up by Maryland, behind
Yeah.
42,
Yeah, it's
42,
apartments back there.
4,000 Maryland.
Yes, but that behind Heinrich's house is not Elmwood Park property.
That's correct.
That's where it's even worse.
And
But
that,
that letter can't come from us, like,
that isn't our concern. We should not be cleaning that up.
no.
No, we weren't gonna
But
clean
she's
it.
trying to coordinate with other municipalities
Mhm.
to try and
Then
get
you should go
this.
through the corporate that owns that complex.
Mhm.
But Tom also closed me, you are a resident, so you can't be talking.
So is there
I'm
any
sorry.
way to find these people for?
I think the next
We were,
step,
well,
the next step was really for me, like, to talk to Mark a little bit more about it, and kind of go that way, because I think that's the only way to get like a good response. Is to go with the attorney, because it's just been happening a lot, and, actually they hadn't responded. So,
CVS?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they had a CVS, so I think they get their attention if the attorney sends a letter.
There's some confusion. Is CVS responsible for that? Or is it, I thought there was something stated that CVS was notified that they need to keep it clean and that, but now there's some other information that maybe that's not true. Because,
Before I get asked to leave, I'm really.
No, fine, have a good one.
but if, you know, it is CVS's responsibility. I don't know why we don't tell them we're gonna fine you. Like you would find anybody in the village, if you're doing something wrong, a violation of some sort, they should be fined. And then also told if the village does have to have somebody come in to pick up couches or whatever it might be, that will be added to the tax bill.
And then administrative fees too, because you're having.
I don't, at this point, do you get a street sweeper to come through there?
Yeah, it definitely look like a street sweeper kind of.
That's just a lot of garbage.
It really is.
A bobcat or something.
And you're gonna start getting rats.
That's what we're worried about it, like, it's disgusting.
And before she was living director too, so it's just like a high risk area. And honestly, I don't know if it's because like the Goodwill's back there or the Salvation Army, and people do dump stuff there too.
But that's like over quite a bit, that's not very close.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's kind of around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder how much it would cost to get cameras that actually
It's valuable.
record it. And you could pick up people's license plates and you could, you know, visualize somebody and say, oh, I know this person. And go say, you're on camera and you're dumping. And that's against the law. Put up a sign that says, you know, no dumping allowed, penalties this amount. And actually get something up there. Because we've talked about it, they put up signs that are just basically saying.
But that grassy area also is CVS for sure, that is not ours, and that is never picked up, there's just trash blowing constantly.
And we've gone in and talked to the manager before, the store manager, to remind them, like, just let you guys know, it's your property.
And they just don't.
They don't care.
No.
Maybe I should just go in and be like, gosh, look at that mess outside.
So I.
$50 to that, right?
Right,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Go the route that you're going, but we also, see what happens with, what did the person say that you talked to that was in the city? Were they,
Oh, code enforcement?
yeah,
So he was gonna contact the other code enforcement, because there was like a small part that was in his, turf, and then there was another site that belonged to someone else that they were responsible for, like a code enforcer. So it's like two code
Were they-
enforcers.
were they concerned?
Yeah,
Okay,
very. Yeah, he was like, it's disgusting. So, that's what I thought too. So, I'm just hoping that he tells me something good. I actually talked to him today too, so,
okay, all right.
you know.
So nothing we can decide right now, but, if you do have any ideas, contact Victoria and let her know, and we'll just keep going the route, maybe talk to Mark about sending something to CVS, or, you know, I don't know if we don't know that the garbage is necessarily coming from the apartment complex. I would think that, but we don't know that for sure, so we can't necessarily send them a letter and tell them to clean it up, because that's not even,
We don't know
we
that.
don't know.
People just dump to dump. I mean, you go
Yeah.
like down Chicory to the bike path and there's that area to park there and people can, you know, they're constantly dumping tires and furniture.
Ridiculous,
and-
yeah.
They did it in Common Plaza too.
Mhm.
Oh,
Where the
yeah.
car
Is that
shop-
how CVS
Yeah.
is leased? That they
Oh,
have?
yeah.
Those dumpsters, they just throw it next to it.
That's
I'm
true,
not
that's
sure,
true.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, because I know Sherry's had been in touch with some of the people at CVS headquarters, and didn't they say to you that, yes, they're aware of that?
Yeah, I gave you the number of the guy I had him speak up, because I did all this a couple of years ago. And he
Oh,
told me
so
it was
that-
CVS, and they cleaned it up. So I made sure I gave you those numbers, or his
Okay.
phone number.
Let's go back and look and see if we still got that on file, because that would be. a
So
good
this
thing.
has been going on for quite a while.
Oh, yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
mess for years.
Years.
It's
Drove me crazy, so.
It's driving,
The
Yeah,
guy had the guy to speak up, I was calling him all the time.
okay.
And the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Mhm.
But I think maybe we should look at some of the costs of putting in cameras and just to
Mhm.
see what it is. and get a good quality, so you get a good resolution, you can see people's faces and find out who they are and find them. And then that word will get around to people, it's like, don't dump there.
Put the clothing bin open.
What?
It's not really next to it.
Two of them.
And you know what, I didn't speak out for
Just kidding. Terrible. Sorry.
Put it in that guy's former house.
All right, so moving on, resolution for approval of accounts payable, and someone should make a motion. Did you see it? Did you sign it yet? Here, take a look.
First one we got on there. First and second.
I noticed on the police report that they have a lot of citations, and I'm wondering if they're writing more traffic tickets, speeding tickets, things like that.
Yeah,
They see them sitting over by Evergreen School.
yeah.
Yeah,
And we are still in talks of those stop signs over there.
okay.
And the first thing was they wanted to change something on the road to make it more known there was a stop sign there. That was gonna be their first attempt, and see how it went. Just let them, yeah, no, they weren't rumble strips.
I mean, it's still the thing, is coming up, coming this way on Taylor. The stop sign is here, and that white line is 6 feet in front. I mean, it's just,
They were gonna try and change
But
some
it's-
markings in the road.
yeah. I mean,
But just so you know, it's not dead in the water, we're still in talks of what are we.
it's just nonstop. Last night, car turns left, the truck behind him coming decides, you know what, well, they went left, I'm gonna keep going straight. Nobody cares,
No, it's ridiculous.
you know?
And they always blame it on, well, it was kids that got their license during COVID.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that is not who's blowing the stop
Yeah.
sign. I hate to tell you. So, yeah. All right, so moving on, can I have a resolution for approval of accounts payable? Can someone make a motion?
I move to approve accounts payable.
Okay, first by Hinkle,
Second.
second by Johnson. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it, passed, and we are adjourned at 7:30.
Quick